January 20th, 2015, our missionary Brent Teague was in a Tulsa hospital and invited us to go back to Africa to build a church in the jungle. With a small amount of intrepidation, we hopped onto Bob's favorite airlines, in which the ice cream is simply to die for. We flew to Paris, then down to Cote d'Ivoire. Can I tell you that Ray Gray was simply thrilled with the short layovers? Since my witness relocation term had expired, I shaved my beard that I had grown in Africa 4 years earlier. We drove about 25% of the way to our destination, but we couldn't just drive by the town of 3 speed bumps without stopping to visit a local pastor. This gave ample opportunity for all the girls to get a selfie with the miracle baby named Brento. I abused a local teenager, and Mariah discovered that she had a first world problem in a third world country. But the drive must be completed by nightfall, if possible, because our destination was to the far west of the country. I'm throwing rocks into Liberia. Gina took very few steps as we drove the entire day, but the bumps in the road registered nearly 14,000 fake steps. Rhino beetle. That thing's strong. Here, Gina. Hold it. We arrived in the nick of time before a torrential downpour. The next day was Sunday. In Africa, that means a 4-hour church service. While the main church was going on, the children's church simply on fire. But in big church, they were dancing with their sticks. Children's church still on fire. Big church still dancing. Children's church, it was tongues. Big church, tithes. Because it was time for all the tithers to show thyself. Children's church, you guessed it. So Shelley took to the pulpit, speaking in French or tongues, who really knows? But the kids calmed down enough for us to give them a football. That's what the rest of the world call it, a football. And we went home for a few hours so that we could go into the jungle that night for our first evangelistic crusade. We set things up as fast as we possibly could, as to not be eaten by the mosquitoes the size of sparrows. We allowed the Africans to catch a movie about Jesus with Satan always showing up his ugly face. And I preached a message 1/3 of the length that I really wanted to.
We don't know when, but Jesus is coming back.
Nous ne connaissons pas l'heure, mais nous savons que Jésus revient bientôt.
And that
14 adults were saved and a great bunch of children. I guess I should have never told them that it's good luck to rub the head of a white girl from America. Maybe they thought I was serious, or maybe it's because they've never seen long, straight blonde hair. Mariah had to say goodbye to her fan club, and we were gone. We came here to transform this war-torn, jungle-infested shell of a church into a new tabernacle structure. So today is the day we begin.
Overcast is perfect. Light breeze.
With an extreme blessing, there were so many of the nationals that left their work in the fields to help us with so much of the heavy labor. Everything was simply divinely orchestrated by God.
Would you look at that? Just look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Yes. So at this bigger church, I'm very happy. So at my home, I'm going to talk about God, and many people will come too. So thank you very much for giving us a bigger time. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
No problem.
There is no way that we could ever, in a million years, leave out children's ministry.
On peut dire que Jésus il est mon ami. De vivre chaque jour et nuit dans le ténèbres.
So these little believers received a gift, and they just prayed with the sincerest of hearts. And this year, there was even a flip-flop ministry to the ladies. The next day, we finished the work. The high temperature was 113, and I'm thankful to God that there were clouds. The church seemed to be thrilled at the outcome of this adventure. We gave out some colorful hats to our workers.
Pastor Brett.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at all them pretty hats. Would you look at that? I would just say, would you look at that? Would you look at? Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Would you look at that? A red hat. Would you look at that? Just look at that.
Then that night in church, the first night, happened to be movie night. Would you just look at that? Just look at that. They honored us with some great apparel.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
And we said goodbye to our Toulepleu brothers and sisters. And on our way home, after running over a pig and a chicken, we tried to run over Shelley Teague, the missionary's wife, but that girl is as nimble as a rabbit. Then we visited a town that our missionary hasn't been to since the 80s. And this pastor's wife tried to break the communication barrier, telling us of something that she wanted.
Ah, il demande, c'est quoi que tu as besoin?
Hein, combien?
Non, qu'est-ce que tu as besoin?
Tabernacle.
Voilà.
Tabernacle.
Il te filme, hein?
One more time.
Tabernacle.
Before we left, we just had to stop at the waterfall to see a chicken sacrificed to a demon, and then stand at the edge of the sacred forest to feed a few monkeys. And that pretty much wraps up the Express Missions trip to finish a tabernacle that we were unable to do last year. Thank you all for your unwavering prayers and support.
Huh?
He goes, for this, 3,000 1 year ago.
No, nyam important. Nyam very important. Nyam you see?
No, merci. No.
Three and nyam. Three and one nyam. Bo two one nyam. Two and
No.
Two one nyam.
I don't need it.
Very nice. The follow.
He wants a yum yum. He wants a yum yum. Yum yum.
Like nyam.
Yum yum.
Yeah.
Yum yum, very important.
For all the man. This nyam. Yum yum.
Yum yum.
Important yum yum.
Lady,
Yum yum.
Photo? Here, Dad.
Ah, yum yum good. You have to unzip it.
Yum. Yum yum. Yum.